All right. Welcome back to Orphans. I hope you guys have been enjoying Orphans and my playthrough of Orphans and these videos. And if you have, and you would like to help support me, you can do so by liking this video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and join the Tethered. You can also join as a member of the channel, which comes with some awesome benefits. You can also check out some of my Tongue-Tied Games merch, as well as the future ex-wife material line that we have going on as well. And if you'd like, you can also follow me on all the major social medias that are out there: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into Orphans. We have the Stonehouse here. In the last video, we successfully pretty much doomed everybody. Mika was looking for Tammy, got lost. Well, not lost, but she's in his room. We chose the right door. She went into his room. Something happened. Feed cut out. Don't know what happened. Sandy and Jarek found each other in some weird alternate reality house type thing. However, I think one of them either they're one of them are possessed, or maybe we're just going insane as the main character. I'm not too sure yet. But Samuel and Ina, they found a village. We haven't really heard too much from them. They went to the village. It seemed like a ghost town. Nobody was around, so I really don't know what's going on with Samuel and Ina. Leon still lost. Still, I mean, he might as well be dead by now. I mean, we haven't heard from Leon in forever. Now, as for us, we did successfully hack into some more files. We have the Stonehouse MP3 here, so we're going to go ahead and listen to that now.
Today, while exploring the surroundings of the orphanage, I went deeper into the forest than usual and discovered an abandoned house. Hoping to find clues about the events from back then, I went inside and searched the rooms. To my disappointment, however, I found only a house that hasn't been lived in for ages and that was completely run down. The only noticeable thing, the door to one of the rooms on the second floor seemed to have been forced open. The hinges were torn out and the wood splintered, as if someone had thrown themselves against it with great force. In one of the basement rooms, I made a terrible find. Human bones. Judging by the bones, they must be the remains of 2 adults and a child. The skull of one adult also showed traces of violent impact. Due to the advanced state of decomposition, it was not possible for me to determine the cause of death more precisely. Nevertheless, it seems that a terrible tragedy took place here. I wonder if the people killed are part of the same family that Sister Brown mentioned in her notes.
Without a doubt, they are definitely the same family that Sister Brown mentioned in her notes. And this is 100% the house that Jarek had wandered upon. Found the same bodies, found the same house, found the same everything. Which is weird, because that also means that Henry Fonts found this house as well, which I guess isn't as weird when you think about everything that's happened so far in the story. Nothing's weird anymore. Things are no longer coincidences. Things are no longer, unimaginable. There's no such thing as fantasy anymore. There's no such thing as what, something that's not possible. There's no such thing as non-possibilities anymore in this ghostly orphanage, or I don't even know where we're at. We're in like some weird alternate reality now. But we have some new notes here, so let's go ahead and check out some of these new notes. The house in the forest. Sandy is with Jarek and help is on its way. So let's check out the house in the forest, which is the Stonehouse that Henry Fonts was talking about, where those 3 people were in, the dad, the mother, and the child, where also Amelia was in, but Amelia wasn't found. Amelia's body was not found. Jarek ran into the forest to look for Sandy. He discovered an old house and is trying to organize help. Horrible things have taken place in that house. Jarek found several dead bodies in the basement. It seems one of the orphans had something to do with it. Not only the orphanage, but the whole area must be haunted. However, Jarek found an old radio and is trying to call for help. I hope he can reach someone. Now, we heard what was coming through that radio. We heard it to be very evil, violent, untangible. You couldn't understand anything that it was saying. But Jarek was like, "This is beautiful. This is the best sound I've ever heard with my earballs, ever." Sandy is with Jarek. Jarek doesn't seem to remember hearing those voices from the radio at all. He just made a completely normal impression again. Thank goodness, Sandy is probably with him now. Then she's no longer walking alone through this freaking forest. But I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know if them being together is good or bad. One of them might actively be haunted. Could be Jarek. Not sure. Help is on its way. Finally, the tide seems to be turning. But not really, right? Annie has involved the police. But are they even going to be able to find the orphanage? Probably not. Using Ina's location data, it was possible to contact the nearest police station. Help is on its way. Probably never going to find him, though. We haven't done it in a while, but let's go ahead and change our profile, or background profile picture. Let's go ahead and go with the creepy nun, the scary nun, the haunted nun. And it seems here that Gruber reached out to us. The user unblocked your account. Well, he didn't reach out to us, but he did unblock us, which is good. I have to apologize for my behavior. You should apologize for your behavior. It was super sus behavior, Gruber. Amber says, Mr. Gruber, please believe me. You can trust Tongue-Tied. He helps me find out what happened to my father. It wasn't clear to me what your relationship was with Miss Fonts. Yeah. You know, I'm actually surprised that he reached out, or that didn't reach out, but he actually had conversation with Amber. He wouldn't talk to me. Now, granted, he doesn't know me. He probably knows Amber to an extent, but he doesn't know me. He doesn't know us. So maybe us reaching out to him was like an enemy. He's like, oh shit, they found me. They found Fonts. The Fonts is missing. Now they found me. So then he blocked us. Yeah, so that could be it. So maybe not as sus as I originally presumed, but still super sus, Gruber. Hello, Mr. Gruber. Nice to hear from you. I found your reaction quite strange. It's okay. You couldn't... Look, I found it quite strange, Gruber. Damn sus. Actually, worse than the relationship. That's probably not good. I know. I'm sorry. When you mentioned the name Henry Fonts, I was rattled. After all, I treat my contacts confidentially. Miss Fonts said you suspect Henry's disappearance may be related to his research for his new book. And she told me that your friends are in trouble. Is that correct? 100%, Gruber. Yes, we're hoping you could help us. They are. We'd be grateful for any clue we can get. What do you know about the orphanage, Mr. Gruber? Yeah, look, I'm reaching out to see if you can help us, Gruber. I'm really hoping you can. Well, I don't know a lot. Henry contacted me after he realized there have been instances of cult-like behavior at this orphanage. He found evidence of horrific rituals and several murders. Apparently, he was able to prove it as well. Well, yeah, I could tell you that. He was in possession of records. That's right, the terrible things must have happened there. Did he mention Sister... Did he mention Sister Brown? That's curious. He did. Good. And he mentioned the diary he found. Interesting. I've been studying religious cults for a long time. That's where Henry reached out to me. Of course, I was happy to help, and that's how our cooperation came about. What exactly did you find out? What happened in that place? Were you able to help Mr. Fonts? I think that's a good question. Like, were you able to help him out, or did you sell him out? Did you tell the enemy where Fonts was, and then they went and kidnapped him? Oh, you sold out, didn't you, Gruber? Probably not. I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit. Well, Sister Brown's notes very much pointed to the occult practices. Alchemy, witchcraft, Satanism. You probably heard or read about these things before. So, I wasn't surprised to find all kinds of symbols in Sister Brown's notes that are forbidden in Christian doctrine. It seemed obvious that Father John, who was mentioned by Sister Brown many times, was somewhat of a chief priest in a fraternity dedicated to the dark arts. He was a wolf in lamb's skin, or sheep's clothing, or sheep's a wolf in sheep's skin. That's what that's what he was. He was a wolf in sheep's skin, or I guess technically the herder's skin, right? Because he was herding his flock to believing this, right? So he might have been a wolf in the priest's in the herder's skin. Not good, not good. Using his power and persuasion to lead these people to the dark side, to evil, to viciousness. But what does that have to do with Fonz's disappearance? Well, because they were powerful people and they didn't want that truth getting out. Is it possible these forces are still active today? Things are happening in the orphanage even as we speak. Do we want to know what happened to Fonz, or do we want to talk about what's currently happening in the orphanage? I think we need to find Fonz. I think that's important. So what does this all have to do with Fonz's disappearance? Unfortunately, I don't know. Everything Henry was researching on is in the past. I don't see what that could have to do with his disappearance. Henry did mention that he felt he was in danger. He actually thought that dark forces in the orphanage were threatening him. But demons, ghosts, and dark forces, as well as angels and fairies, they're metaphors for various religions that are as old as mankind. Images with which people use to explain things they didn't understand. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in supernatural phenomena or paranormal activities. Everything that happens is of natural origin and explainable. I'd like to see Gruber take a stroll through the orphanage and tell me if afterwards he's going to be an atheist or not, or if afterwards he's going to be a true believer or not. I'd like to see that, Gruber. We saw what happened in The Sign when Norma didn't believe anything, and all of a sudden Norma got cursed. Things started happening to her. She saw her late sister in her kitchen, her dining room, sitting there. I'm not getting goosebumps just thinking about it, but it happened. And Norma became a believer. A while ago, I would have agreed with you. I'm sorry, Mr. Gruber, but you're wrong. No, these things exist. I know it. Look, I'm sorry, Gruber, but you're wrong. We have firsthand experience, and we're currently experiencing it. And our relationship worsened again. I've been dealing with any form of religious fanaticism for years. And if there's one thing I realize, it's not the faith that does evil. It's always the faithful. But I've seen it with my own eyes. The orphanage is haunted. I'm sure of it. What if you're wrong? I kind of like the two bottom responses. Like, the orphanage is haunted. I'm sure of it. Like, trying to convince Gruber. Letting him know that I've seen it with my own eyes is actually another good one as well. But Gruber, what if you're... That's a really good... What if you're wrong? It's a good question. What if you're wrong, Gruber? It's simple. It's a simple question, but it has some weight to it. It's a powerful question. And of course I'm just ruining my relationship with Gruber. He's not going to do anything that I ask him to do. I don't want to be rude, but I'm afraid that you and your friends are victims of some kind of religious hysteria. I often notice that when religious extremists fall into a sort of trance, or what they call a state of possession, the result is a sort of pseudo-hallucination. They experience visions, hear voices. In other words, they imagine things that aren't there. A fragile mind is quite easy to manipulate, if that makes sense. That may be true, Gruber. However, nobody in that group believed in the paranormal before they went into the orphanage. This isn't their first rodeo. They went into many different, what people considered haunted places, and never had any issues with anything. They would have to manufacture and fabricate ghostly events and fabricate and input, effects and sounds into their videos just to make them seem real. So none of them ever believed in any of it. It wasn't until the orphanage that it all started happening. So again, Gruber, with what you said, a fragile mind makes it quite easy to manipulate. I wonder, Gruber, do you believe that you have a fragile mind? And if you don't have that fragile mind, I challenge you to go to the orphanage yourself and tell me if you experience the same thing that they're experiencing. Or if you believe you're just going through some religious hysteria. I don't want to be rude either, but I'm sure we're going to follow up with some, comment. No, Mr. Gruber, this is really happening. I'll prove it to you. Ooh. I'll prove it to you, Gruber. Please. Oh. Gruber, that side eye. Don't send me any mysterious videos or audio files. I've heard and seen that kind of thing like a million times. They were always fake. I will try to help you find Henry. But please, spare me your ghost stories. I'll go through my notes again and see if I can find anything helpful. I'll contact you once I'm finished. Gruber, get in your damn car. Go to the orphanage. I'll send you the pin. I'll pin it to your maps, Gruber. Oh, you are going to be called Goober from now on. Pin it to your maps, Goober. Mika. Mika is online. Damn it, the door. So the door's shut behind her. Not good. It's slammed shut. I can't get it open. You gotta be kidding me. Gosh, you really scared me. What about Tammy? Is there no other way out? Look, I wasn't scared, so I'm not gonna tell her she scared me because I don't get scared. I'm damn tongue-tied. I don't get scared. I'm the bravest YouTuber out there. I don't get scared. But what about Tammy? She's not here. I could have sworn her voice was coming from that room. Yeah, me too. I think Tammy has gone completely mad now. There was this call before. Mika, Tammy told her, look, there was a call. Tammy called us and said you all were doomed. Did she call you? Where is she? Yeah, I think she's dangerous. You can't trust her anymore. She's possessed. You definitely have to be careful, Mika. Oh. They're all kind of similar comments. They're all kind of similar responses. But there's small connotations to it. But they're all very similar. You definitely can't trust Tammy. She's definitely possessed. Something else is using her vessel. And they could be using Tammy's vessel to corrupt others. Or to mislead others. Like Mika. Look, she's definitely dangerous. I think she's dangerous. Now I'm kind of thinking about it. I should have told her, just don't listen to her. Can't trust her. What am I supposed to do, tongue-tied? Tammy's gone completely mental. Everyone's gone mad. I'm stuck in this room. I've got to get the damn door open. Yeah. Maybe, or, I mean, you're kind of safe in the room. No. Other than the fact that you don't have, like, food and water, you're kind of safe in the room. You don't have to worry about Tammy getting to you. So, I don't know. Is there something you could pry it open with? Maybe you can kick the door open. I wish I could. Look, is there something you could pry it open with? Maybe a metal rod or something? I don't know. No? There isn't. Can't find anything I could use. Oh, it's a little video here. Maybe of her just like scanning the room. Looks like a wooden door. Just kick that shit down. I feel like a complete idiot. I ran blindly into a room and didn't even stop to make sure the door stayed open. What do I do now? I can't get out of here by myself. Look, don't worry, Mika. Annie called the police. Somebody's gonna find you, maybe. Maybe. They should already be on their way. Maybe. they might be able to find the orphanage, but then again, they might not. Seriously? Finally. That's great news. I hope they can get me out of here. Yeah, me too. It'll be over soon, Mika. I'm sure they'll be there soon. I just hope they don't get lost like Samuel and Ina. I bet they do. I bet they get lost. Oh, that worsened our relationship? I was just being real. Like, I was just being honest. Like, hopefully they don't get lost like Samuel and Ina. I feel like that's more of a slight to them rather than to Mika. We got Ina and Samuel here. As expected, everything is dead quiet. So they're in that village. They found the village. They walked to the village, or in the village, and it's a ghost town. No, nobody's around. Nobody's talking. No doctors for Samuel. No nothing. So what now? How is Samuel? Someone must be there who can help. Look, so what now? What do we do now, Ina? We won't get to a doctor tonight, but we found a hotel. Look at this place. I was like, what the fuck? It just says hotel on the side. Look, I've stayed in my own sketchy hotels. Let me tell you. I've stayed in some sketchy hotels, but this, like, top 3. Like, top 3 sketchy hotels. Maybe top 2. Look at them fucking chairs. I can't zoom in on it, but look at the chairs. Shit's like stacked and upside down. Sketchy ass hotel. I'd be camping outside. It might be cold, but I'd be sleeping outside somewhere. I'd make a fire, sleep right next to it. Look, I don't know. I don't know about that hotel. Doesn't look very inviting. Straight out of a horror movie. Better than nothing. You say that, but you go in there and you never come out alive. Is that really better than nothing? Look, it's straight out of a horror movie. Legit. Looks haunted, doesn't it? Oh, for sure. Almost as haunted as the orphanage. At least the host is super nice. He gave Samuel an ice pack and some Tylenol. He went to get the sheriff for us too, but he apparently already knew about it. He's on the way. He's on his way over. The sheriff. How did the sheriff already know? How? It doesn't make any sense. Unless the sheriff is part of like the cult. Like the sheriff had ancestors that were part of the cult, so through the ancestry, they are now part of the cult. Just passed down from generation to generation. Mika's sister called the police. Oh, that makes sense. And he did call the police. So maybe word traveled. I don't know. Finally, look, Mika's sister called the police. That could be it. At least they believe her. I can hardly believe it's almost over. The officer said he'd take care of everything, so we didn't have to worry. Some men from the village are on their way to get Tammy and the others. We'll go back to the wreckage and sort out our car later. Sorry, tongue-tied. The sheriff is here. We'll get back to you ASAP, as soon as possible. Amber. What's going on, Amber? And what did Gruber say? Let me tell you what Gruber said, Amber. Let me tell you. Matter of fact, let me just show you what Gruber said. Doesn't believe anything. Not a lot, but he wants to get back to me. He wants to help us find your father. As you can see, he's a bit... I don't want to be mean to Gruber, but as you can see... Oh, I don't want to be mean. He's not it. Look, Goober's not an idiot. He's never experienced what we've already experienced. And so for him, it seems very far-fetched. Which is why he should go experience. To learn, to educate himself, and to understand what is actually going on. That way he's not so much of an idiot. But look, plain and simple, he wants to help us find Henry Fonz. I really hope he can. I really hope he has some information that can help us. When I texted him, he didn't really seem interested in helping your friends either. Unlike us, I guess he doesn't believe in supernatural phenomena. No, he doesn't believe in ghosts. Amber, there's good news. Luckily, the police are coming to the orphanage now. What's the good news, Amber? Amber, there's good news. The police are definitely going to the orphan. But Amber, oh, Annie's the one that called. So yeah, Amber needs to know that as well. So there is good news. Thank goodness. I'm so happy to hear that. Although I have my doubts they'll be able to counter these forces. Yeah, probably not. They're probably going to get there and get instantly possessed, and it won't be good. You really know how to cheer people up, huh? I know, after everything that happened, I fear the worst too. I'm sure the police will get them out of there. Look, after everything that's already happened, I'm sure the worst case scenario will happen. The worst case scenario is going to come to fruition. 100%. I'm hoping they can rescue your friends, but considering everything you told me so far about the orphanage and what's happening there, I fear they'll need help from a priest or an exorcist. We don't really know what we're dealing with. Gruber must know something that will help us find my dad and save your friends. I hope so. Unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic. Yeah, it's possible. Look, I hope so. Also, I'm not very optimistic. We can't give up hope, tongue-tied. We have to find out what Gruber knows and what powers we're dealing with. But tongue-tied, should your friends actually be rescued, you'll still help me find my father, right? Oh, for sure. Oh, Fonz? Hell yeah, we gotta find Fonz. Of course, Amber. You're actually asking me this? Side-eye. Well, eye roll there. We're in this together. Look, of course, Amber, I'm gonna help you. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm gonna need to ask Henry Fonz for his daughter's hand in marriage anyway, so we need to find him. I need to ask Fonz if he's willing to let Amber be my future ex-wife. So we need to find him. I got questions to ask him. Thanks, tongue-tied. Together, I have faith that everything will be all right. Jarek. Sandy just told me that you helped her find this house. I can't thank you enough. She's completely exhausted, but not injured. Marco is online. Marco's sus. We remember him. She's resting. Jarek, I discovered this in Fonz's cloud. Please listen to this, Jarek. Jarek, I think Fonz has also been to that. Look, I discovered this in Fonz's cloud. You definitely need to listen to it because Fonts has also been to the Stonehouse. BWT, you were added to the group? I thought I was already part of the group. Oh no, we added BWT to our group in the very beginning. So now we are part of the BWT group with Till and Marco. Very good, very good. No links, no media. Greetings from Romania, says Till. What's going on with Tammy and the others? Group temporarily closed due to extreme possession? It's actually... I know you meant it as a joke, but you're kind of speaking facts right now, Marco. And I wonder how you know these facts. Maybe because you're behind all of it. No, probably not. But our text won't go through anymore. Are they ghosting us? Look, I get it. I get it. Ghosting you. Possessions are all being possessed. It's closed due to extreme possessions. But, Marco, shit's actually going down. And they're all in major trouble. Till says, I think they're a bit embarrassed about their ghost stories themselves. No. It's really serious. They really need your help. This is not a joke. Yeah, they really do need your help. Yeah, right, tongue-tied. We're not going to fall for it. Don't let them mess with you. See, even Till's in on it. I'd love to tell them to stop messing with you. It's really not funny anymore what they're doing. But we can't get a hold of anyone. Because of the orphanage, Marco. Why do you think it's so weird that you just can't get a hold of any of them? It's not like they're playing a joke on you. It's not like they're playing pranks on you. So why would it be so hard for them to get a hold of you or for you to get a hold of them? Because shit's actually going down, Marco. Why don't you believe me? Everyone is starting to go insane here. Please stop. They're in real danger. Look, they are in real danger. We're not joking around anymore, BWT. Get her grip, tongue-tied. Here's what I suggest. You're going to send us one credible piece of evidence that the place is haunted. Then Till and I pack up our crucifix, holy water, wooden stakes, and come help. We'll bring some garlic too. Look, we're not talking about vampires, Till and Marco. We're not talking about vampires. We're not talking about zombies. We're talking about damn ghosts and the paranormal. You don't need garlic. You don't need wooden stakes. Crucifix and holy water, yeah, pack that shit and bring it with you. Pack that and bring it with you, but you don't need the wooden stakes and the damn garlic. Let's send them the movie. Let's send them this video. Of course it can't be sent. File could not be sent. Why? Because the ghost doesn't want me to let them know, and now the phone's freaking out. Great, I love that. Send it again. Yeah, Orphanage is like, nah, not today. Not today. We ain't letting you get a hold of them. I can't send any files. I swear, I've seen it with my own eyes. I can't. My text won't look. I can't send any files, which is gonna sound super suspicious. Run out of data? No. Is it data or data? How do you guys pronounce it? Let me know in the comments. Data or data? I go both ways. I guess it just depends on how I feel that day, whether I say data or data. If I want to sound fancy, I say data. If I just want to say it, then I say data. Or is it the other way around? Is data fancy or is data fancy? I feel like data is fancy. Yeah, I think that's what it is. What are they saying? Run out of data. Don't take this to heart, tongue-tied. You're pretty cool, but it seems you're also very easily fooled. Let me tell you again, don't believe everything they say. They're just messing with you. We have to get going now. We probably won't have any coverage here anytime soon. We'll be in touch once we get signal again. Say hi to the others, please. What if What if Marco and Till are telling us this now, and then in the final episode of Orphans, it comes out that the whole group was just screwing with us from the very beginning. They randomly picked out just some random phone number, which ended up being us, as the main character, and just decided to screw with us. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but what if? What if Marco and Till are actually right? What if we're just ignoring this, thinking that everything is actually happening to them? And Marco and Till's like, look, it's not happening. They're screwing with you. And then in the very end, we find out that the whole group was just screwing with us. And Marco and Till were right the entire time. You want to know how a game can really piss me off? Do that at the end of this game. Make it so that the entire group was just screwing with us the entire time, and Marco and Till were telling us this the entire game, and we just chose not to believe it. And then the very end of the game, it actually was true, and we should have just listened to Marco and Till. Do that, and you'll find out how to piss me off playing a game. Let me know, like, chat. What if that happens? How upset would you be? I feel like I'd be pretty upset. Jarek says they're not telling me Fonts was in this house. Oh, you're not telling me Fonts was... He was in the house. He 100% was in that. That's the Stonehouse. Everything that Fonts described in that audio log is everything that Jarek has mentioned to us. It might sound unbelievable, but they're the same dead bodies. No doubt, Jarek. I've seen the photos. Yes, Jarek, it's the same house. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, it's the same house. That would mean time was somehow turned back. No, that's impossible. There must be another explanation. Sandy and I, we're here now. I'm so happy she found me. I'm so worried, Jarek. I know. At least she's not outside by herself anymore. Are you sure there's nothing wrong with you, Jarek? Look, I'm still a little worried. I don't know if it's you or Sandy, but one of you, probably more Jarek than Sandy, one of you ain't all there, I think. She'll be fine. I hope she can get some sleep. This was way too much for her. Wait a sec. Something's going on with Sandy. I have to be there for her now. Talk to you. Okay, so maybe something's wrong with Sandy. Please be careful, Jarek. All right, take care of her, Jarek. Please keep me posted. No, keep me posted. Hopefully Sandy doesn't rip his head off. Who knows? What if Marco and Till? What if they were telling us this entire time what is actually going on? And at the end of the game, they all break it out like, yeah, we were just screwing with you. Ghosts don't exist. This is what we do for a living. We screw with people. Like Margaret Till's like, told you. Ina says, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. I'm always here for you, Ina. Where are you? Are you on the road yet? I'm here. You're all right? Yeah, you all right? What's going on, Ina? Hopefully you're all right. Hopefully Samuel's doing good. Yes, we're on our way to where the accident happened. This is the first time I've been in a cop car. First time? No, not my first time. We're still waiting on the news from... Oh, Till. Didn't read what Nina said, but we'll read that here in a second. What's Till got to say?
Hey, it's me again. Sorry if it may sound like we want to get rid of you or something, but the thing is, I know the group, and I know they're super funny, but right now they're just making a big joke on your costs. So I can assure you, there are no ghosts, and if you keep a cool head, you will find a logical solution.
I mean, what if, right? What if they're telling us? how this is gonna end. What if what they're saying, we're choosing not to believe it. And in the end, they're just like, yeah, told you. Look, you should have believed me. I told you this from day one. They were screwing with you. And you ain't believe me. I don't know. Ina says we're still waiting on news from the rescue team headed to the orphanage. The sheriff is really nice, though. We got lucky. He insists we don't worry. They're going to get Tammy and the others out of there. How far away is the orphanage from you? How many people are headed there? Did the sheriff tell you anything about the orphanage? Yeah. How much does the sheriff know about the orphanage? Apparently not a lot. It was apparently closed because most children were no longer placed in orphanage, but in foster families, and the building was kind of falling apart too. What about the bizarre things that were happening there? You've heard it yourself. The place is haunted. Ina, that orphanage is no ordinary. What about the weird things that were happening? People going missing. Winding up eliminated. Who knows? He thinks all the rumors about a haunting are nonsense. Just like with any abandoned building, teenagers sneak in there, have parties. He thinks it should have been pulled down a long time ago. The risk of someone getting hurt is just too high. That's why Jason sent the men to get Tammy and the others out of there. And he's going to head there too once we're done here. I have a feeling that the sheriff is in on it. I think the sheriff knows. I think the sheriff is one of the late Father John supporters. But obviously ancestral supporters, different generation, but all knows each other. All aware of what was happening and what was going on. Did they say the sheriff's name was Jason? Yeah, so the sheriff's name is Jason. Interesting. Yep, he grew up here. Born and bred in the village. He's a big guy. Reminds me of Jason Voorhees. Jason, the killer versus Jason, the sheriff. That's a... Jason Voorhees, that's a cool little nod to Friday the 13th, Jason. Is this another one of your horror movie jokes? Oh, that was from Samuel. I didn't really realize that we were talking to Samuel. Samuel said he looked like Jason Voorhees. So Jason, the killer versus Jason, the sheriff. Is this another one of your horror movie jokes? You're the only one that gets them. Hello? Everyone knows Jason, right? Yeah, of course they do. I do, kind of. Ina's right. The name doesn't ring a bell. This is really a bad topic. Look, of course I know who Jason Voorhees is. Jason's the killer from Halloween, right? Or maybe he's, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, right? No. 100% Friday the 13th. Correct. That is correct. See, Ina, there's more people like me. It's a classic. It sure is. Love classic movies, especially classic horror movies. Man, so good. Can we change the subject, please? The others are in danger, and you're talking about horror movies. It's pretty bad. Come on, Ina. Help is on the way. And as long as we're in Jason's car, there's nothing else we can do. He's got a point. I agree, Ina. Let's change the subject. Yes, let's talk a bit more about horror movies. Premium chat option. So, of course, we're going with the premium chat option. We're talking about horror movies. He's like, are you serious? Look, what else are you going to do? Look, Samuel likes it. Let's go, tongue tied. Let me think. All right. Now, hit me with your best horror classic horror movie trivia. I got all the answers. What's your favorite Stephen King movie? Ooh. Recently, It. However, The Shining is really good. I'm pretty sure that was Stephen King, The Shining. What was interesting about The Shining was that it was so good, but Stephen King hated it, right? Pet Sematary. This Pet Sematary was pretty good too. The Shining, I have to pass. Haven't seen any. I'm definitely between It and The Shining. But which one do I like more? I think It is more scary. Not that I'm scared. I don't get scared. I'm just saying, like, in general, like the normal people out there, right? Like, all you normies out there who get scared, like, you would probably think that It is scarier because, I mean, fucking clowns, right? And then, like, killer clowns. Hell, I even think there's a movie called Killer Clowns. But people have massive phobias towards killer clowns. Like, so many people have, like, natural phobias to clowns. And so for It to be like this killer clown, and not just like a killer clown, but a very vicious type of killer clown, also like paranormal to an extent, like pretty scary. The Shining was just a good movie. That was just like some guy like losing his fucking mind and then eventually eliminated his family. Really good movie. But I mean, it's definitely between It and Shining. I'm gonna have to go with It. I really like It, especially the remakes that they just recently put out there. Like, they're really good. I would love for them to, like, because like The Shining with Jack Nicholson is so good. Like, I don't know how you can like remake that and make it better, but I would love to see like a remake of it. But I don't know how you can make it any better than the original. It's just so good. Jack Nicholson, beautiful in it. But I'm going to go with It. Because the originals were really good, and the new ones were just as good. Like, the remakes were so good. Samuel says, I love that movie too. The remake is even better than the old movies. Pennywise, the clown, so scary. And you more into ghost stories or gory... Oh. Can I say both? Like, I suppose it depends on how I'm feeling the day. But I do love the paranormal movies. But I guess depending on how I'm feeling, like if I want to see blood and guts, I want to see blood and guts. Like, can I go with both? I suppose it depends. It depends on how I'm feeling, right? So I like ghost stories. The more blood, the better. Look, it depends. It depends. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Whether I want to see ghosts or whether I want to see blood and guts. Same here. Same here. There's a lot of trash out there. Good movies are rare. Ina, not having it. Not happy about this conversation. Don't be a killjoy, Ina. Ina's right. Let's talk about something else. Which film has shocked you the most so far? Samuel, what's your all-time favorite horror movie? I need to know Samuel's all-time favorite horror movie. Gotta know. What's it gonna be? It's a difficult question. It is very difficult. I don't really have like all-time favorite of hardly anything. Except for like maybe like colors. Like obviously I like orange and green. But like to say like what my favorite movie is would be too difficult to come up with like the one movie. Difficult question. The Thing by John Carpenter is definitely one of my faves. I could watch that one over and over again. You know, this is boring. Have you watched a remake of Evil Dead yet? I think I did. It's been a minute, but I did see the other remake. Are you talking about the series, like the TV series? Like they're streaming now, but like I'm pretty sure I've seen the Evil Dead remake. I think To be honest, I don't remember. I did even liked it a bit better than the original. Not yet, but I love the original. I'm pretty sure I did. It's like a cabin, right? There's like this group of people, and then like one of them gets possessed, and they like lock it in the basement of the cabin, and she like can see like through the door in the floor. Right? I can't remember. It's been so long since and this might not even be the Evil Dead remake, but I feel like it is. She's like super possessed, but she's like able to control things. It's the one where like the one girl gets like bit by the possessed girl, and her arm starts to like the veins start turning black, and doesn't she like cut it off with like a? She cuts it off with like a what do they call them? Like a turkey cut? Not a turkey cutter. You know, the little like electric knife that people use during Thanksgiving to slice the turkey slicer. I mean, she hacked away at her arm to cut her arm off, and then wasn't the arm like alive after she cut it? I might not even be thinking about the movie, but look, I think I saw it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Am I am I completely clueless as to what it is, or am I actually on the right page? I don't know. Samuel loved both. What about Paranormal Activity? What did you think of Scream movies? Are you into zombie movies? So, I remember seeing the Screams. I watched them not too long ago, and the originals can't be beat by the new ones. And I haven't seen the most recent one. I kind of want to see the most recent one, which is like Scream 6 or something like that right now. But like the first one, like I remember watching it not too long ago, and it was just so good. Even for an old movie, it was so good. Paranormal Activities were good, but I don't know. I feel like it's just something about like watching, I don't know, security cameras catching ghost events. It makes it so surreal. Makes it feel like it could happen to you. Like it makes you want to put up security cameras and then and see what's going on while you're asleep. It's creepy. And of course, who doesn't love zombie movies? But what do I want to ask Samuel? I mean, if you like your blood and guts, of course you like your zombie movies. I think I'm more curious as if Samuel likes Scream or zombie movies. Let's go with zombie, because why not? Why not? I should have asked him about Scream. I know I should have. Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero is a classic. The remake was great too. There's also lots of average movies in the genre though. The last zombie flick I really enjoyed was World War Z that had Brad Pitt. That was an interesting movie. It was a very interesting concept. They definitely leaned heavily on the fact that it was a virus, and it was a virus that essentially controlled the person to quickly and as fast as possible spread the virus again through transmittal means, biting. But it wasn't the type of zombie movie that they were running around and eating people to death. They were running around, they'd bite the person, get up as soon as they were infected. Once they bit the person one time, they got up as soon as that person was infected because they could sense it. They could sense who was infected or not. They got up and ran to the next one. It was like a parasite type thing. And the second that person was infected, they got up and ran. So I don't want to spoil it. I was getting ready to just ruin the entire movie. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, that's how it was. It was a very interesting zombie concept. Very interesting. So Ina says, I hate to interrupt the movie experts. Yeah, we got it. What would you like to talk about while we're still on the road? Pumpkin? Pumpkin. Oh, we calling Ian a pumpkin? What would you like to talk while we're still on the road, pumpkin? Pumpkin? Oh, I don't want to call her a killjoy. But it is a premium chat option, so I guess we kind of have to. Oh, I don't want to do that, though. But it's a premium chat option. And we're using every single premium chat option, and the authors are here. We are back with the authors. Let's go. Kai. What's going on, Kai? No brain, no headache. Go. Truer words have not been spoken. Wow. Someone actually landed here. Kai, we have to find our Easter eggs better, or we have to hide our Easter eggs better in the future. A blind Easter bunny does a better job than we do. That's actually your job, Karsten. Hi, you two. Nice to see you again, Karsten. Do I know you? Where are Ina and the others? We haven't met Kai yet. So let's ask him. Let's ask, like, do I know you, Kai? No, but we definitely haven't met Kai yet. You might know Carson from episode 1 or from one of our other games. No, I meant you, Kai. Like I haven't met you yet. Sorry, can we postpone this? I want to keep... Look, I don't want to keep playing. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to Orphans. Or the Orphans authors. I haven't met you yet, Kai. Carson first had to persuade me to show myself. I'm a bit shy, and I like to stay in the background. Shy? Good joke. You're one of the authors, and so you also belong in this chat. Tongue-tied. How do you like Orphans so far? Amazing. I absolutely love it. I find it really exciting. It could be a little more scary. If I say it could be a little more scary, will something scary happen? I find it really exciting so far. Or is this just more like feedback for the authors? I'm kind of curious, like if I say I would like it to be more scary, then will something supposedly scary happen? I don't know. But I don't. If this is for feedback, if this is like somebody that's trying to get, for the authors to get actual feedback from the Premier chat players, I don't want to skew the percentages. So look, I do find it really exciting. I'm really enjoying Orphans, 100%. Happy to hear that. We do our best to keep it that way. If it were up to Kai, there'd even be more horror elements in the story. I don't think there's a horror movie he hasn't seen. That's why some of his ideas are so out there. Every now and then, I have to slow him down a bit. That's an understatement. Look, let Kai go wild. Like, I want to see it. Let him go wild. Or her. Kai? I don't know if Kai's a... Let Kai go wild. 100%. Okay, quite often. Otherwise, we get problems with the age restrictions. True. In any case, we'll make sure you'll get to enjoy more thrilling content. 100%. Let's go. So far, you've done a great job. I'm excited. I hope so. Look, I'm super excited for it. Can't wait. You should be. I am. So you're new to the team? Are you two developing the whole game by yourselves? Talking about thrilling content, when can I continue the game? So, like, are you new to the team, Kai, I guess? Would be a good question. No, I've been on the team for some time. I've written the odd chapter for a few of the other games before, but I've mainly worked in other areas. Orphans is the first project for which I'm writing full-time. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Where do I start? Where do you get the ideas for your stories? Do you already know what your next game will be about? Where are you from? Will there ever be a second part of The Sign? It's a big question. That question's been asked so many times. Will there be another part of the sign? So let's go ahead and ask the question one more time. Will there ever be a part 2? It did end in a cliffhanger. Why did it just get weird? Oh, Sarina. Some secrets don't want to be revealed. That's... Not gonna lie. Wasn't expecting Sarina. I definitely wasn't expecting Sarina to show up in chat. I wasn't trying to offend Sarina. I promise. What just happened? Kai, Carson, you have 7 days left. You're all going to die. You have a pretty weird sense of humor, Tongue-Tied. Kai, I have an idea. Tongue-Tied seems to be into horror movies too. How about we put him to the test? I'm sure you can come up with some interesting questions. You mean like a little horror movie quiz? Bingo. So, Kai and Carson just got cursed by Sarina. Why not? Tongue-Tied. What do you think? Are you down? Yeah, 100%. I'll ace it. Get 100%. Damn genius. Don't you know that already? But they just got cursed by Sarina. Listen, Tongue-Tied, I'm about to ask you 5 questions about horror movies. Let's make it 10. All right, 10 questions it is. I'll think of a great reward for you in the meantime. The more questions you answer, the greater the reward. If you manage to answer all the questions, I'll come up with something very special. Sounds great. Are you ready, Tongue-Tied? Oh, I've never been more ready. I'm ready. Let's go. Hold on. I've changed my mind. I'll pass on. Let's go. Wait a minute. We don't know yet how familiar Tongue-Tied is with horror movies. Are you a real horror movie fan like Kai? Are you up for a real challenge? Or would you prefer Kai asking simple questions? Yo, give me the real challenge. I mean, I might not know the actual producers or the directors of the movies. I might not even know the actual names of the actors and actresses of horror movies. But I know the gist of the movie itself, more than likely. Please don't make them too hard. Go ahead. Look, I'm up for the challenge. I'm a damn genius. Okay. You asked for it, Tongue-Tied. Question number 1. How many movies has Jason Voorhees butchered his way through? All right, so I I originally paused the recording so that way I can get me a drink. And then when I came back, I forgot to start the recording. So we're backtracking a little bit. That way we can go through. So Kai asked me a question about how many movies has Jason Voorhees butchered his way through. I said there was 11, including 11 Friday the 13th, including one Freddy vs. Jason, making 12. Apparently, I wasn't right. So Kai says I was absolutely right, but you forgot one little thing. In the first part, the killer was not actually Jason, but his mother. So the question was, how many movies did Jason butcher his way through? The first movie didn't have Jason butchering anybody. It was his mom butchering. So technically, the answer is 11. So I asked for the next question. Now, Kai asked, or he started talking about Jack Torrance gets a job as a property manager for a hotel in the mountains that's closed for the winter. He and his family spend the winter in complete seclusion. Jack's behavior has gradually changed. Any ideas yet? That we already knew that was The Shining, 100% The Shining. So of course it's a classic, The Shining. That's it. But that wasn't the question yet. Jack has gotten cabin fever and he increasingly suffers from delusions. These delusions make him go after his family with an axe. What's the name of the hotel? And Carson responds with, your questions are really tricky. Now, the hotel is either the Overview, Overlook, or Oversee. I'm pretty sure it was the Overlook Hotel. It's either the Oversee or the Overlook Hotel. I'm going to go with Overlook Hotel because that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm pretty sure it's the Overlook Hotel. Because it's like on a mountain, so it like overlooks everything. You really know your stuff. That was correct. Question number 3. Which of the following movies has previously been banned? I Spit on Your Grave, The Evil Dead, or Zombie, Dawn of the Dead. I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's I Spit on Your Grave. Or maybe it's none of them. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen I Spit on Your Grave. I've seen Evil Dead, and I've seen Dawn of the Dead. I don't think I've seen I Spit on Your Grave. I'm going to say none of them. Oh. All three of them. All three of them have been banned. Interesting. Carson says, take it down a notch, Kai. Nobody knows that kind of stuff. All right, now a simple question. What's the name of the summer camp from Friday the 13th? Crystal Lake. 100% Crystal Lake. That's maybe a little bit too simple. Kai's got two speeds. 0 and 100. There's no in between. But it was the correct answer. Next question. What's the name of the fictional town where Michael Myers wreaks havoc in Halloween? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I think it's Haddonfield. I'm almost certain it's Haddonfield. That seems right. Would you have known that, Karsten? Of course. Halftime. Tongue-tied. 5 more questions. At the 6th hour of the 6th day, in the 6th month, Catherine Thorne has a stillborn child. To spare his wife, who doesn't yet know about the child's death, the grief, her husband Robert decides to exchange the dead baby for a boy born at the same time. The boy's mother died in childbirth, and there are no other relatives. Over time, mysterious events take place. At some point, in desperation, the father turns to a priest and learns that the boy is the son of Satan and wants to rule the world. Which movie am I talking? I feel like I've seen this movie pretty recently. Rosemary's Baby. I think it's The Omen. I honestly don't remember, but I'm going to go with The Omen. I damn know it. I know it the whole time. I'm a damn genius. Tongue-tied really knows a lot. Karsten, of course I know. Awesome. Now, can you show me what you know about demons? What is the name of the demon that possesses little Reagan in The Exorcist? I'm not going to know this one. Baal? Pazuzu? Pazuzu? Belial. I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I'm going to go Baal. I have no idea. It's probably not right. Too bad. It's Pazuzu. Would have been the correct. In Poltergeist, a family is terrorized by haunting spirits. The film, which was significantly influenced by Steven Spielberg and directed by Tobe Hooper, is now considered almost family friendly. If it wasn't for that horrible connotation, which of the following is true tongue-tied? A. 4 actors from the first 2 films died shortly after their release or during filming. B. Real skeletons were used in a scene at the end. Or C. Actress Dominique Dune, who played Carol Ann's older sister, was killed by her ex-boyfriend the same year the film was released. It would have been considered a family-friendly movie in our standards if it wasn't for a horrible connotation of one of these three. I honestly don't. I don't know. Is it all three of them? A, B, C, or D, or A, B, C, or all three of them? That's all not. Like, I'm gonna go with all three of them. It might be true. Correct. I'm a damn genius. I knew it the whole time. I knew it the whole damn time. I knew it. Right. That's the poltergeist curse. I've read about it somewhere. Pretty intense, right? That's crazy that all three of those things happened. Question 8. Wes Craven was a director of horror classics like The Hills Have Eyes. Crazy, crazy movie. The Hills Have Eyes, The Last House on the Left, Nightmare on Elm Street, or the first 4 parts of Scream. In how many Scream movies did he also make a brief appearance as an actor? I don't know. 3 parts in all of them? In none of them? Let's go with all of them. Maybe. Pretty close. Probably 3 of them. Wes Craven made brief cameo appearances in Scream 1, 2, and 3. In the first part, for example, he appeared as janitor Fred. He wore the typical red and green striped sweater and that hat of Freddy Krueger from Nightmare movies. Interesting. Question 9. What's the name of the actor who played Pinhead in the first Hellraiser movie? I can't think of the name off the top of my head. If I see it, I might be able to figure it out. I don't remember. It's not Bradley Cooper. It's either Doug Bradley or Bradley James, and I don't remember what it is. I'm thinking it's Bradley James. But I don't remember. I'm going to go with Bradley James. He's a great actor too. But Pinhead was portrayed by Doug Bradley. Last question. You almost made out. Which of these films has been banned in some countries to this day because of the killing of animals? Cannibal Holocaust, Faces of Death, Ravenous. Don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going to pick Ravenous because I don't know. Which probably isn't true because it's got the question mark. No, sorry. Why would I? That should have been a clear sign that it wasn't Ravenous because it has a question mark. Right answer was Cannibal Holocaust. What a shame. This time it wasn't quite enough for the big win, tongue-tied. But you're still getting a small reward for participating. You just unlocked one exclusive theme for Orphans. Interesting. You can find your new theme under the menu item apps. You can activate it anytime for free. I hope you enjoyed our little quiz as much as I did. Now it's time for horror. Time for Orphans. Enjoy the game. Ina and Samuel. Let's see what theme that I just unlocked. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's the theme. That's pretty cool. Now I feel like I need to go back and figure out how to win the big prize. That's a cool looking theme there. I like it. You know what? We're switching to it right now. Absolutely switching to it right now. That is a really cool theme. Dang, now I wish I kind of cheated. Now I wish I should have cheated. I should have been Googling all of the answers. I really did want to test my own knowledge of it, though. I should have been Googling it. I should have damn cheated and got the big reward. Yeah, that's cool. I like that background. So, I called Ina a killjoy. Samus says, no tongue-tied. That'll do. Thanks, sweetie. By the way, Jason just told me some stuff about the village. He loves living here. His eyes light up when he talks about it. What's so great about this small village? I prefer living in the country to living in the big city. Sorry, that's way too corny right now. Look, I like living. I like living out in the country. I'd much rather live out in the country than a big city. 100%. Just like Samuel, he was a real country boy. You can't imagine how often I've had to listen to him wince since he's moved in with me. It's so noisy and dirty in the city. So anonymous. It's true. In a small community, everybody knows everyone. It's much more personal. When you hear Jason rave like that, even a city kid gets jealous. I'm sure it isn't that great, is it? What is he telling you exactly? Yeah, what is he telling you about the city exactly? We kind of need to know. It might be some interesting clues as to what is actually happening. Everyone helps everyone. All important decisions are made within the community. Once a month, the locals get together for a meal, like a big, happy family. I think he's exaggerating a little. Almost sounds too perfect for me. Does sound pretty cool. I think it sounds super sus. Because I don't think they're getting together like a big happy family for meals. I think they're getting together to do rituals and sacrifices. That's what I think they're doing. They're definitely getting together to do that rather than meals. 100%. Look, sounds too perfect for me. Definitely sounds like they're hiding something. I know, right? But I have to admit, it sounds pretty good. Jason says he wouldn't want to live anywhere else. His wife is from another town. When they were expecting their first child, they decided to live in the village together. His wife was a little scared at first. It's not easy to find your place in a small community. I would have been scared as well. It can be difficult. Look, I suppose it can be difficult. I can imagine. I can imagine it being hard. But she settled in nicely. The whole village helped renovate their house. Everyone gave them a hand. Even when things weren't going so well for them financially, they could always rely on the community. Right, that was enough chatter. We're almost there. I'm so relieved help is on the way now. I want this nightmare to be over. What if you can't fight these forces? I hope they're not too late. Look, me too. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think we got a long ways to go. Oh, I was added to a missing group. Samus says it'll be okay. Once Tammy is better, we can meet you in person. We gotta go. We just arrived. We'll text you once we're done. Talk to you later, tongue-tied. I just got added to the missing group chat. It's a picture of fonts. So you got Gruber and Amber here. I figured it makes sense to open up a group so I can tell you both everything I know, says Gruber. That was a good idea, Mr. Gruber. Henry repeatedly noticed the following symbols while reviewing Sister Brown's diary, also on his visits to the orphanage. Then the girl showed me the cause of her pain under protest. A fresh burn under her left foot. It looked as if it was burned into her flesh with a branding iron. This symbol. It was the same that I saw before on the shrine of the priest. It also adorned the naked body of the woman who was covered with animals' blood during the ritual. And that's the little symbol right there with like the infinity sign with a couple, I don't know, crosses, I guess, lines, whatever that looks like. He asked me to find out if the symbol could have any connection to the events Sister Brown described. And in fact, The Brotherhood of the Eosphoros has existed since early Middle Ages and is believed to have originated in Spain. At the time of the Inquisition, the group publicly opposed the rules of the church. They used the sign for sulfur to clearly position themselves against the belief of the divine and in favor of science. In the beginning, the Brotherhood's members were scholars and scientists whose activities were considered devil's work by the church. But in the course of the centuries, the Brotherhood changed into a kind of cult, which no longer focused on the teachings of science, but rather on the rebellion against everything divine. So it went from teaching of science to like, all right, I mean, we're just going to be the exact opposite of you. And Father John was part of the Brotherhood, something like a satanic cult. Please look. Go ahead and just continue with your learnings, Gruber. Over time, a number of factions of the Brotherhood emerged. Some were moderate, others fanatical and extreme. If one believes the accounts of Sister Brown, the group surrounding Father John was an extremely radical branch of the Brotherhood. Radical, would they also kidnap people? Maybe Fonts found out something that could endanger the Brotherhood. Why the orphanage, the poor children? I have a feeling Fonts found something out about the Brotherhood that was going to essentially hurt that cult, that group. Hard to imagine this group still exists. The last radical branch I know of was disbanded shortly after World War II. The only offshoot of the Eosphoros in existence today is rather a harmless grouping. They call themselves Bearers of Light today. So they still exist, I guess, technically. So the clue leads nowhere. Look, I guess they technically still exist. I guess we need to reach out to the Bearers of Light. Well, not like it used to be. The Bearers of Light are comparable to student fraternities, a community of interests, if you will. Lawyers, academics, politicians, people from high society who've come together in a kind of club. Rumors circulate that the Bearers of Light are involved in dark machinations? Machinations? I don't know. But my research hasn't revealed any evidence of them being involved in occult practices or satanic rituals. It's more about the usual networks the elite has always used to secure its power. Oh, the Illuminati. Ethically and morally reprehensible, but within the framework of the applicable laws. Mr. Gruber, my father was doing research about this cult and then disappeared. I'm sorry, Miss Fonts. I can't make a connection there. Your father's disappearance may have an entirely different context. Although the Bearers of Light still exist and still use the old symbolism, the views and practices are no longer the same. One could compare it with the development of the Christian church. They've also done terrible things in the past. Today, they're an organization involved in many humanitarian areas, still under the cross, a symbol which used to represent pain and suffering. What if there are still branches of this group today, and you're sure about this Brotherhood? What if you're wrong, Gruber? Yeah, good question. What if you're wrong, Gruber? Because you're talking about, like, these are still people who, like, these are still, like, considered elite people, politicians, lawyers, maybe a sheriff, right? That are still joining together. They just found a way to make it less obvious, but they're still doing what they want to do. And Fonts was figuring it out. He was hot on their trail. He was getting ready to just reveal everything to everyone. And they had to do so. They had to make him disappear. That's exactly what they did. What if you're wrong, Gruber? I've been dealing with cults, sects, and other religious communities for many years. The Bearers of Light are an extremely conservative and elitist community with some questionable worldviews, but connections to the occult and satanic excesses from the past cannot be proven. What about the friends of Tongue Tie? As I mentioned before, I don't believe in the paranormal. I'm convinced these phenomena are a kind of hysteria. As a result, people fall into a hypnotic state and imagine things that are not real. Amber says, one thing is for sure, my father must have stumbled onto something to do with this book that put him in danger, and now he's gone. Gruber says, as much as I understand your concern, Mrs. Fons, I'm afraid you're heading in the wrong direction. Amber says, I see this is going nowhere. Thanks anyways for your time. If you can think of anything else that could help us, please let us know. Gruber says, wait, I just remembered something. I have something for you. I think this could be interesting. Give me a few minutes. And at that point, we need to reach 80% of our hack to find out what Gruber has for Amber. That could potentially help us, which is weird. Like, how are you just gonna all of a sudden come up with this knowledge in your brain, this memory that now you have something? I don't know. There's definitely a lot of information in this video, and I'm not sure how to even unpack it. Like, I don't even know. I definitely believe that the sheriff is in on it. I think the sheriff is part of this Bearers of Light group. And I think these Bearers of Light group, whoever they are, I don't think they're as friendly as Gruber is saying them, making them out to be. I think they just are doing it in a more hidden aspect. They're just not out in the open with it. But I think Fonts was about to reveal what they're actually doing. And then they were like, well, we can't have that. We got to kidnap them. So it's going to be interesting. This story is unfolding nicely. And I hope you guys enjoyed your little authors chat and the horror movie quiz that we went through. I didn't get them all right, unfortunately. I didn't get the big prize, but I did get a new background screen called The Scream, and it looks pretty cool. I really like it. Let me know what you guys think of the background in the comments. And I hope you guys have been enjoying Orphans as much as I have. And if you're enjoying this playthrough, if you're enjoying the game, hit that like button. Let me know what you think of this game in the comments down below. If you would like to help support me, you can do so by subscribing to the channel, join the Tethered. You can also join as a member on the channel and get some exclusive, awesome benefits. And you can also check out the merch shop. All those links are in the description down below, including the links to my social media. So you can follow me, you can subscribe, you can like this video if you'd like to help support me. And as always, thanks for watching. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.